Hi guys, good morning.
Hi, Madhavi.
Hi. So people are coming. Let's wait for a minute so that we can start. Hi, hello. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hello, Chetana. Hi, Swati. Hi. People are saying hello to you. So let's start. People are there. First, I want to tell you why I came here. Like from 2008 to 2020, for the like 12 years, I was doing different jobs in different sectors in IT and as a business entrepreneur. But I was doing one job at a time. So till like I have 5-year-old kid, son, and 3-year-old daughter. I'm managing. I was doing everything okay, but I figured out that I had a difficulty with my energy levels and my body was so lethargic. I had to sleep at least for 10 hours in the night sleep. If I go to sleep, I need to sleep at least for 2 hours in the morning. That was my. I was not overweight, like 6 to 7 kgs. That's all, but I got a problem in my left knee, a little bit pain, and I could see everything. The body was okay, but I could see some tummy fat was disturbing me. So these are all my pain points. I had really difficult time, though I was managing my kids and everything together. Hi, Saket. It was really difficult for me to actually cure myself. I never tried. I should address this, but somehow I found that I should do it for myself, then only to the family. I searched a lot. I found on like through Google, Facebook, and other things. Somehow I got to know about Deepika Chalasani. So from January 2020, it's totally different. In the last 7 months, I made four different businesses in four different sectors. I say it's because of the energy levels, because she taught me to eat the right food at right time. This information I got from different people. So now my intention is I want to give the same information, like the same contact, that she is the expert and she wants to help all of us. Before coming to this show, also she was helping a COVID positive patient over call to take the right food now. So this is my time to give back what I received to the whole world. It's you, Deepika. Now, all yours. You can start. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madhavi. And for all of you who are on this show, you must know that we have never met physically. Madhavi is somewhere in France, and I'm here in Hyderabad. And thank you so much, Madhavi, for taking that leap of faith and trusting me. I know you did your Google searches and stuff like that to give you that confidence. But the first thing is to take that step and to try it out and to work for yourself. That's the first step to take. Many times we are looking for, okay, what is the the best way, the right way, the quick way, the fast way to work on ourselves, but that really is not the way. And why I connect with Madhavi and a lot of women around the world is that I'll give you the small story of how I got into nutrition. I'm 47 today, and I didn't study nutrition in my college. And I come from a completely different background of HR consulting. And before I got into nutrition, I was a management consultant, a behavioral assessment specialist, and a performance coach, traveling the globe. But what stopped all of it, and of course, I had a lot of career success, much more than I ever imagined at the age, in the middle age of 35 to 39. But what stopped it all was, my health gave way. At 39, because of my career, I had kids at 31 and 35, and at 39, I had an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, and one got into wearing plus size clothing. I never wore. I mean, I was always a slim girl in college, and but both the pregnancies just gave me this additional so many kilos of weight. I've hit a 95 kilos as well, and today I'm 65. And with me, more than the weight, what really bothered me was this whole energy levels of managing an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. I was getting irritable. I did not have the energy to move around. Agility was a problem. I have blessed with great family genes, so I got diabetes, blood pressure, palpitation, the knee pains, which were bordering on arthritis. So you name it, eczema, related issues like psoriasis. So you name it, all the both sides of the family genes that I've been blessed with showed up in small different ways, but it showed up. And that was a time when I had to tell myself that I've had great career success. But my body definitely is not the way it should be. And I had tried a lot of approaches, tried Google, tried going to dietitians, went to slimming centers, did excessive gymming. I would see some 4 or 5 kilos of weight loss, or 8 kilos, but it was never sustainable. And uh, that's when I realized that I think I have to give. I mean, 39 is too young a age to give up on everything in my life, and definitely not affect my children, because they were seeing the effect of my irritability on them, and so this was definitely not something I wanted to see them grow up with. And that's when I took to nutrition. The best part of my, I would say, my nutrition journey is my dad at the age of 60 pursued nutrition, studied masters, did his masters in nutrition to reverse his health. And my mom, he and my mom have reversed a lot of their metabolic disorders like heart issues, diabetes, and all of that. Even though they were there in front of me, I could never follow the strict diet regime my dad would give me. But what I knew was that there was this advantage that he had a lot of knowledge, but I've got to fix it for myself, because I'm a foodie in all ways. For me, food is celebration, food is stress buster, food is killing boredom, food is, you name it, and food is my first resort. Okay, so from there, so I knew I had to fix it myself, and that's when my nutrition journey started. And today, over so many years, I've had so many people, and people like Madhavi. Madhavi has been very kind to be able to talk about this to the rest of the world. But there have been so many people who've had seen fantastic lifestyle changes and complete reversal of a lot of these health issues. And this is what motivates me to take this forward and take this movement forward, to help many, many more women not give up on careers, help them live their dreams. Because I will tell you one thing, that when a woman goes through a pregnancy, and many, many, many of them, especially if you're a working woman, and you've had babies probably after the 25 years, what happens is they do not have the energy to do what they want to do. So they are compromising at some point, either on childcare or on career or on both. And So my effort here is to help many, many more women achieve their dreams and live a fulfilling life, to lead, bring in have a happy home, a peaceful children, healthy children, as well as fulfill their dreams of 4 businesses, 5 businesses, whatever they would wish to do. So that's my small journey here.
That's really nice. And yeah, people are saying hello, and people are really love to know about this. Yeah, like we will I have few questions, like I received from different people. I'm going to ask. uh,
Yeah.
you said, right, you didn't follow your dad or mom or whatever it is. When you started, when I realized the change within 2 months without any effort, I didn't realize. My people, I have visited Switzerland for Christmas. I came back, and then in February my friend called, you are look so different just in 1 month, give me the tips. I started giving the tips. I understood in a week. Tips never work for anybody, because I didn't give tips to my husband itself. I took help of you even for my kids. So tell me how the tips doesn't work, then I go to the questions.
See, basically, now every body is unique. Okay, from a DNA onwards, there is a uniqueness. Okay, like if two siblings born to the, and I'm so sure all of you, a lot of you mothers will know that if you have two children, okay, in the same, and you have given birth to them, you will see they're a lot different, right? So everybody's metabolism is different, everybody's digestive health is different, everybody's DNA is different because the DNA comes from 7 generations. Okay, and we must understand one thing that if you are a mother, your grandmother has already given you the eggs that you are holding on today to have children. And at what state she has given you the eggs, at what age, what state, at what level of health, all of it starts impacting the body. Okay, so it's very, very important that, for example, idli is a great food for many, and idli is a poison for many. And I'm sure many of you will be very, shocked to hear that it's a poison for many. That is a fact because each food has a nutritional composition and works for certain bodies. And we have to understand how it is working for my body and whether it is. Okay. And the way to understand it is that am I feeling energetic? Am I able to do all the work I could do before? Am I in my ideal weight? Am I feeling agile? Okay, how many hours do I need to sleep before I can wake up and do my chores? Okay, so all of this translates to knowing whether a certain food works or not, and this certain food comes with a nutritional composition of a protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So this combination is very unique to everybody. And
Yeah.
the breakfast, which is the first meal of the day, and a lot of the signals go to our mind and the brain, is a very important meal of the day that sets a lot of things,
Ah.
for the body and the mind.
Okay,
Okay.
Deepika. I got you. Like, so
Because what Madhavi you must be sharing with your friend is tips I've given you because I've understood your body, and
yes.
your friend must be having a completely different body, and it's not about same height, same weight, same age, same place of birth, or friends, college, school friends. It is a body,
Even
and
it looks the same, similar things, it's not at all working. So that's what my takeaway. So all of my friends who are here, it doesn't work with tips. So on that note, I want to ask a question. Since it's a morning time for me, I started my day with a glass of hot water with lemon, so you can see. So I used to start my day with a coffee. Tell me, should I start, how should I start? Like, because my husband or whoever in the family, they still have their coffee. So when can I have coffee, or should I start my day with coffee or whatever? Tell me.
See, coffee, there are variants of a coffee, first of all. So it's coffee with milk and sugar, coffee with milk, a black coffee. There are so many kinds of coffees. Okay. Now, for example, a coffee with a milk and sugar, what happens is there's a sugar rush that goes because sugar is a sugar, and the brain is one of the most important organs that needs the sugar. So it's a sugar rush that goes to the brain. Okay. And it's a habit. It's a very dependent for many of us. We cannot live a life, or we cannot think of a life without coffee for two reasons. One is because we wake up so tired, so we need something to give us this adrenal rush. The second is it's a habit that we cannot do without, or we have been used to. So this sugar, coffee with milk and sugar, is what gives you this rush to the brain, and through the day the brain wants to keep this sugar levels up, and therefore a lot of the times if we have cravings, it is because we started our day with a coffee with a milk and sugar. So hi Madhura, thank you for coming in online. Another one of my well wishers who've been along with through my journey of health and weight loss. So
Yeah.
that's what coffee can do. For some of our bodies, it does not matter. Okay. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, good thing. No food is bad, no food is good. Okay, it's a question of whether it works for me or it doesn't work for my body. I mean, not even for me. Me is a brain and a body, but a body is different from a brain in many ways. So, is it working for my brain and body, or is it not working? That's the thing difference.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, like from what you spoke, I want to ask one thing. Our grandparents were eating maybe same kind of foods. They are so healthy, but we are not at all. That I say. Okay. So, what is the difference?
The first thing is, if you see, my dad is 80-year-old today, this year, and so he is close to many of your grandparents because he's seen life from 1941, okay, to now, 41 to now. And let me tell you one thing, he very clearly says that the foods we are eating today as a regular definitely is not the foods we grew up having. Okay.
Mm.
Today, the industrialization in the 1960s has changed a lot for our lifestyle and foods. Okay. For example, idlis and dosas that we eat today, which are white in color. Okay. One is idlis and dosas. Earlier would have to be done hand ground. Okay. Before the 60s, correct? And people have, before the 60s, we are talking about industrial revolution not happening, green revolution not there, so food was very scarce, so people had 2 meals a day, okay, at max 3 if they went to the farms. Okay, they would have foods which were whole in nature, not processed, okay, not fermented like the way it is, not stripped of all the nutrients that you see. The steel grinders, the wet grinders at our home, okay, the white rice that you see, which is like white in color, is complete sugar in our body. Okay. Hi, Sudha. Nice to have you on this show, and thank you so much. Again, our family members. So when family members join me, it just gives me a lot of strength and support here. Um, so it is. I mean, what our grandparents ate. If you look at, I'm just talking about Telangana and Andhra. We are talking about jonna roti for Telangana people. For Andhra people, it is sadanam, or it was boiled and cooled rice, which was with a lot of fiber. What we call today a brown rice or a hand pound rice is what forms they had it in. Okay, so today the food we eat is 90% of our food has the cellular structure destroyed. Okay, before it goes into our mouth. Okay, and when the cellular structure is destroyed, we do not get the benefits of the nutrients. So if you look at just the milling process, the rice that we have today goes through about 8 processes to make sure it is appealing to the eye. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Avya. Thank you for being on the show. And again, another client who's seen a lot of benefits. She lost a lot of hope with her weight, and I've been able to help her get a lot of confidence back. And she's put that in her Google reviews. So if you look at it, we are not eating the same foods. There is a lot of processed foods in our kitchens, a lot of junk foods, a lot of sugars that have been added. Olden days, people had 2 meals or max 3 meals if they really worked hard at the farms. Otherwise, it would be 2 meals at 10 and 6 and done. And
Mm-hmm.
whatever they ate was, whatever was grown in the kitchen gardens. So the land to mouth ratios were not high. Whatever they grew was something without the pesticides, without the GMOs and all of it. So what they had was purely pure. Okay, they didn't go through the stress levels we went through, we are going through today. They are not going through a lot of the challenges that we went, but they ate whatever was grown there close to their houses, which meant that it was meant very good for their bodies. And they lived life like that, stress free. They would look morning to evening, and that's it. Okay, the one thing that we don't do today, and a lot of us don't do, especially Indians, I will say across the globe, is that a lot of our meals are had after sunset. Okay,
Yeah.
sunrise to sunset is when our body metabolizes the most and best. And
I
if
want
you
to
see,
ask. a question.
Yeah.
Which came from a friend of us here.
Hi, mom. My mom is
Yeah.
on the show. She's 70 years old, and if you, I mean, I'll just give this brief that unknowingly or knowingly, she got us into this line of nutrition because she was a very healthy lady. I saw her playing golf and tennis and going around the tea gardens, taking care of this 5 acre, properties that we would have because of being in the tea gardens. And by 47, 48, she never gained weight, but she had a whole lot of digestive issues. By 51, she was in bed. So it was that journey of her revival. Today she works 18 hours a day. She's been able to control her diabetes to a great extent. And she was the torchbearer of getting us into this nutrition. I don't know what I would have done without her. So mom is on this show too. And just like to acknowledge people who have really helped me.
Thank you so much. That's really great. Yeah, we are concerned really mother as a mother or as a woman, we concerned about either our kids or else our parents. So one of our friends asked a question that her father is like 60 years old. He is 140 kg plus, and she is not able to sleep properly from the last 1 week because he is not able to sleep more than 3 or 2 hours in the night. It's being hectic for him. He knows that he tried different things. Main thing is now he is getting fear to talk to you because maybe you will suggest to have only salads or soups. Sometimes he skips his dinner and he wakes up in the midnight and have a handful of peanuts or bundi something and go. So you please talk about, you answer that question to that lady.
Yeah, so the first thing is there's never a time. I mean, time is never lost whenever you want to get started. That's a great thing with a body. So, like, if you see my dad and mom, their best health has been here. After the 60s, my dad and my mom today are for me great inspiration. Dad is here, and today, whatever I speak, I may have done the most amazing certifications across the world, but he is the man behind Fit for Life and Deepika Chalasani, because all the knowledge I've picked up is from him. And today, together, we work to support a lot of people across the globe, and he has been the true inspiration in terms of the way you reinvent yourself every day. The way he works on the laptop, the way he makes macros, the way he studies things today is truly inspirational. So touch wood, thank God that at age of 17, 80, where most children have to worry about the parents going to hospitals, they go to hospitals for regular checkups, but touch wood, they're very healthy, and I think they're the best health of their lives at this point of time. Dad's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell. So will you suggest only salads and soups like
No, no.
that? Because
See, the first thing about going on a healthy lifestyle is to be able to enjoy the process.
yes,
So if we are not able to enjoy the process, okay, then there is no point even starting. And
true.
let me tell you that everybody, okay, that unless food is tasty for us, okay, and you can create a lot of healthy food, you can make a lot of healthy food, and make it tasty, okay. Now,
Yes.
dad and myself are great foodies. So one of the philosophies that we have lived with is that we are not letting our favorite foods go out of our life. So that favorite, line which I pick up is take your favorite food and make your nutrition plan around your favorite foods. Okay,
So,
so that's something that I've
so you answered it well.
and
So whoever
he
goes, yeah, whoever goes to
yeah,
Deepika, so I
and
want to tell this point. You don't need to leave your favorite food. She will make sure that your favorite food will become nutritious food for you. So don't hesitate. We are going to announce a gift also at the end of the session. So leave your all fears and all. I got a question here.
thank you,
Please
Shalini, for being here. And thank you, Shalini, and
please
hi.
address about intermittent fasting for women. Is it good? Can it really cause muscle loss, hair loss in women?
So before I come to this question, I'm just going to answer the previous question of our uncle he's fearing. Okay, as I said, we've learned how to make murkus healthy. So favorite foods either can have a better version of it, or if you cannot make a better version of which we will share with you. Second, if you cannot make a better version of it, then there's a good time to eat every favorite food. And so for me, I still love my breads, cookies, and cakes and desserts, my blueberry cheesecake, and all of this are my most amazing celebration. Ways to celebrate. Like for example, in the COVID lockdown, I lost 8 kilos, which I was really wanting to lose for a long time, and I really figured out a formula. So yesterday I went to my favorite dessert restaurant and I picked up the blueberry cheesecakes and I had it all by myself. Okay, so you don't have to let go and enjoy the process. So don't worry about this friend of yours who's talked about her dad. There's never a bad time. There's never something lost. We can always start wherever. Okay, and now we're talking intermittent fasting for women. See, intermittent fasting as a concept. It's not about women, men. Okay, there are ways to do it. You will see benefits of it only when you do it in the right way. For example, if you're looking to do intermittent fasting and your fasting blood sugar is over about 90-95, I mean, preferably it should be between 80 and 85, you may not be able to lose fat. You may probably be losing muscle. Second is you will not be able to last the intermittent fasting hours many times because of hunger. So you will have to see. It's all about how are you doing the intermittent fasting. Like if you do not have your protein levels correct and you do not have your good fat levels correct, then many times you will not see benefits. In fact, you probably will get a bigger tummy. Okay.
True.
Please, it's not good or bad. It works for, sunrise to sunset food really is a great way to live a healthy life. But having said that, there's a way to eat healthy food between sunrise and sunset, and there's a way to do intermittent fasting.
Okay. And one more question one of my friend asked. She is having a 6-year-old son who eats only sweets, chocolates all the day and food from each and everybody's plate because it's a joint family. And it's COVID, no school is there. From the last 3 months, 6-year-old child put on so much weight. She's worried about because there because it's a joint family, she has difficulties. They start making food at 11 a.m. in the morning. She knew something is going wrong, but she's not able to figure out. So how can we help them with making small changes in their, they don't eat non-veg and all, typical South Indian veg families, so they are really not getting any protein in their meal.
Okay, so there are a lot of dairy is a great Indian vegetarian protein that we have lived for centuries with. So make use of that. Okay, if your child is eating constantly and asking for chocolates, then it is very clear. Like how Madhavi, I remember you came out. You asked me that your daughter, who is 3-year-old, she's constantly wanting a lot of junk. What do I do? And we just changed her protein requirements, and within about a week, and she was not asking for any of the junk food anymore. Okay, so
Yes.
one is we have to understand one thing, that if child is eating, that means there is something happening in the body that is requiring the craving. Okay, so stopping it is not going to help, but what is the reason for the craving is the important thing for us to understand. It could be a protein deficiency, it could be processed foods which are not working for the child's body, and it could be a habit formation because it's a joint family. So it's a combination of all of this. And as a mother, I would say first these are the two things in your control, that is get your protein requirements for the child there sorted, and do that first. Second is there are activity levels that you can bring up in the child, and then we look at how we can work with the joint family system. The moment you give the protein requirements, most of the time children will not want food. I don't think Madhavi did anything to stop giving food. It's just that her daughter just stopped asking.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. And guys, I want to tell, I was taking Deepika's suggestions from 3, 4 months. I figured out everything was set with me. I thought I know so many things about food. Again, I failed at my child because people were telling me my daughter is healthy, my son is not. He is looking little slim. I gave all the details to Deepika. Then she said, "You are thinking absolutely wrong. Your son is absolutely fine having the right food. He eats so many fruits and vegetables. Your daughter is completely wrong." So that's what someone is asking. Like, can share something about back strengthening?
See, back strengthening comes from food and exercise, nutrition and exercise. Many times, it's not like our back has a problem, but because we do not have a correct muscle mass, that's why we have back pains and back issues. So, first is to make sure that I am having enough good nutrition for my body so that my backs don't pain. And then after that, yoga is a great way to do back strengthening exercises. It really helps to kind of
Can
strengthen
you
because
please can you please
yeah,
name some of the foods for back strengthening for Manasa? Maybe.
see, basically, it's about what is your fat muscle ratios. Okay, so muscle mass gets strengthened by two things. One is making sure there's enough good nutrition and dense protein, which is making sure that the body is not eating away the muscle, and therefore you're building the muscle mass. Second thing is to be able to strengthen the back through exercising, because there is no shortcuts to a healthy life without exercising. Okay, and if you ask me for something like back, yoga really is a great way to exercise. So if you're looking at strengthening, it's about muscle mass. So having low glycemic foods with a low glycemic load, also, as well as with a good protein and complex carbohydrates and good fats. That's where you will not be able to lose the muscle.
Another mother is Swarupa asking what could be reason for low energy levels in women.
The first thing is we are intrinsically born with a higher fat level to support our body because of our menstrual cycles, periods, and our pregnancies. Okay, so generally we have a lesser muscle mass. Okay, so automatically the low energy comes because of that. The second reason why we have low energy and why we start feeling the low energies much quicker than men is one, procreation. I mean, nature has made men and women differently. So procreation stops at 30, and our hormonal, I would say, our hormones take over from the time we gain puberty and after. So every 5 years there will always be a body change, and over after 30 the changes are much more, because once the procreation stops for women, then automatically the hormonal issues take over. Okay, that's another reason why we lose a lot of, I mean, why we have low energy. And for men it is at 45 and plus. And the third reason why we have low energy is men intrinsically gain first at the tummy level, so they have something called visceral fat, and when they have health issues, it translates more to cholesterol and BP and all of that at the first level. Women at the second level. So when you have those issues, you don't get issues with energy. But women, when we gain weight or when we gain fat, we gain in something called subcutaneous level, which is under the skin. And women with higher levels, or anybody with higher levels of the subcutaneous fat, experience lower energies.
Okay, Sri Lakshmi is asking, can we give single polished rice to 1 year old?
I would say at that time the digestive health is very, it's just developing. It could be little too early. So at this point of time, it is better to give rice, which is like the typically white rice that we have. But over time, over about by 3, 4, 5, you can start with hand pound rice, and then move it depending on the digestive health of the child. Okay, many times children cannot this one cannot take on the brown rice because many people's digestive health does not allow for that.
Okay,
Thanks,
wonderful.
Lavanya, for being here. And Madhavi spoke about me to Lavanya at some point, and in the first month itself, she's seen such a great result, and I'm so happy for her. Because she was again somebody who kept trying a lot of things, and she's a young mom with a small baby, and so far she's lost more than 4 kilos, and I think still going on. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Lavanya.
because you said she's a young mom, I want to ask people who are on breastfeeding. I
Yeah.
know few of my friends, even they wanted to do, even I referred, you told them come back after 6 months. Can you please tell on that? Who is on breastfeeding, when they can start, and while on breastfeeding, what food they should eat?
Okay, see why I don't recommend. See, I do help mothers who are breastfeeding with nutrition programs if they are having any health problems. Okay, like gestational diabetes that is not gone, because that could cause a bigger harm to the child and the mother. Okay, but the reason why I definitely say that, let's look at you after a 1 year of the baby, is because the breastfeeding is over. See, during breastfeeding, it's not just about you, it's about you and the baby. So I can give you some nutritional programs which are healthy and all of that, but it could cause discomfort to the baby. Okay, and it's not worth it at all. So, and we are, it's not like, you're running. I mean, if there's a rush, or there is a 100 meters dash that you have to finish. So the first 1 year, even your hormones will not support you, because body intrinsically holds on to fat because you're breastfeeding. Okay,
True.
so what happens then is that, no matter how much I talk about good health, internal health, energy, and all of that, I want to see a difference on the scale. And when I am a breastfeeding mother, first of all, my sleep cycles are not right. Okay, the second is, what happens is, I'll have some cravings. Third is, I have to take care of my child as a top priority. Fourth is, my body intrinsically holds on to fat because of the period of life I'm in. So why go through a weight loss program, okay, at the time of breastfeeding? There is enough
Yes.
time in this world to work on it. Right now, the first 1 year is your time for you and the baby, and give it that time. Also, second thing is, when people are on a nutrition plan, people say, oh, I have to follow this, what if I don't follow it? So they get into this whole judgment mode, and it's not worth going through any of those stresses. It's about how peaceful you can be, so that you can transfer a very peaceful life to the child. Okay, and in
Sonia
terms,
is asking. Yeah.
sorry, I'm just going to continue on this. What you can give to the child is, in terms of the nutrition to the child is to have as whole as possible, as less processed foods, as less sugars. These are acquired tastes. Okay, child gets used to, see, whatever we eat. And I will tell you this real life example. I have a son and a daughter, and when I was pregnant with my son, I can tell you I was the biggest foodie. I mean, even today I am, but I would eat so randomly, eat a lot, eat all the processed foods available, and that's why I gained the 30 kilos too. And apart from the hormonal changes, and when with his daughter, by then I kind of settled a little bit. I was more conscious, I was more mindful, and today my son and daughter show me exactly the way they both, behave in the same way while I was in the pregnancies. Okay, so I see my son behaving the same way I was when I was pregnant with him, and my daughter is, as mindful as I was during my pregnancy. So I would, and after, okay, so I would just say that, please, first year, just give yourself time, give your baby time. There is no rush, there's no hurry. Please do not rush into a weight loss process. Nutrition as whole as possible is the mantra that you should look at, and drink lots of water.
Okay.
I'm
Now,
experiencing problem
yeah.
in my pain in my veins, especially in right, especially like when I tie up with some dupatta or something very tight, it gets back. Why so? I would think it could be, you may need to go to a physiotherapist if you haven't. It does, see, in the veins, there are many reasons why you could have it. I'll have to see your blood reports to kind of tell you that maybe this could be the issue or that could be the issue. Essentially, most women are malnutrition in many, many ways. That could be causing, or it could be because of your some physiotherapical issues. But until I understand your case, your age, what did you do, how did this come up, then I will ask for blood reports and then we can help you sort. Okay. I have a concern with my tummy fat. Actually, my normal stature, when I gain little weight, only tummy will be producing out from stomach. Could you please suggest me what I can do for this? Okay. Two things that happen. If you see, have you all? I'm sure all of you would have seen this thin African child with a big tummy. Okay. What happens is they are malnutritioned. Okay. That is one reason why you get, when I say malnutrition, it's that protein carb fat ratio that you're having today is not working for your body. Second is you could be insulin resistant. Therefore, whenever you eat, and you could be a thin person but insulin resistant, that's called toffee, thin outside and fat inside. And so if you are insulin resistant and a toffee person, then what happens is that whenever you gain weight, you will gain on your tummy. That's the other thing. And the third thing is you could check your vitamin D levels. And the fourth thing is protein energy malnutrition, which means that your protein and your fats versus your carbohydrates must be not working for what you're having in your body.
Yeah, this is another question from Manasa.
Milk good for children? If yes, how many times per day? How can, we can give to a 7-year-old boy? See, from what I know, and I have no verified source actually, packet milk is mostly milk that is made from milk powder, is what I hear. I do not know how true it is. How this one, no. But what I do is I look to have milk from a dairy where there are cows. Preferably, if you can do a buffalo milk, it's great because they are naturally A2s. And when you have it, don't how many times a day, don't overdo any food group, not good for anybody. Yes, you need calcium, and that's why I'm sure you must be giving the child and for the bones and for the growing years. But 1 to 2 glasses in a day is more than enough for a child. But diversify your food sources. Okay, Madhura, how often can we drink alcohol? What's the right balance between partying and being healthy? Thank you so much for asking, because at least it gives people an opportunity to know that I help people even with alcohol, and I do not say no to alcohol. And partying and celebrations are a way of life, so we should all. I mean, I myself have alcohol a couple of times occasionally. How often is a very subjective question, because every body is different. I see my body gaining a lot of weight if I have alcohol. So I then look at, and even whether it's beers or whether it is, vodkas or whatever. So it does not work for my body, definitely. So you'll have to see whether it works for your body and how often. So that often, what happens with that often means is that, am I gaining a lot of weight with when I have alcohol or when I don't have alcohol? If I'm gaining weight, if I'm having alcohol, that means it does not work as much to my body. So I then look at how, what is the frequency that I can handle, because I also want to enjoy life. Okay. Second is, what is the right balance in partying? The best way to have alcohol, if you do, is to, one, not have sodas, carbonated drinks with the alcohol. So have it with soda and water. That's the best way. The third thing is, don't eat and drink at the same time. You have to be eating, like if you look at all the Westerners, they have a good supper at 6:30, and they go out drinking. And when they drink, they don't eat with it. So that's a habit that all of them do. which is what we don't do in India, because for us, we don't eat at 6 o'clock, we don't have a protein meal, and we are hungry, and then we are drinking and eating at the same time. So these are the bigger problems of having alcohol. Partying is never an issue, but eating and drinking really doesn't work for the body.
Atni is asking what are the reasons for sugar craving in some people at different point of times in the day.
Sugar cravings comes from 2, 3, 4 ways. One is if you started your day from the coffee and the carbohydrate breakfast, a concentrated carbohydrate breakfast, I will say, automatically sugar cravings come, because there's a huge rush of sugar to the brain. And then after that, there's a dip. And when there's a dip, there is a craving automatically. That is one reason why there is a sugar craving. Second reason why sugar craving is that I know I am stressed, I need comfort, and therefore sugars are a great way to give me comfort. Okay. Third is around my menstrual cycles, there are these nutritional deficiencies and hormonal imbalances that cause sugar cravings. So these three are the main reasons for sugar cravings. And protein deficiency and a protein, I would say, lack of protein in the breakfast, the right amount for your body, actually starts most of the time the sugar cravings. And habit, how much sugar I have, and suppose I am used to having a tea at 11 o'clock and that has sugar, then my body will want it the next day. It's like if you're a smoker, if I smoke at a certain time, there'll certainly be suddenly a craving that comes at the same time. Then that's the same thing that happens to a carbohydrate in your body.
Priya is asking, yeah, this is the question I got from different people already in my email and WhatsApp. Everybody is having PCOS, thyroid, or this hair loss, gastric.
Okay.
Yeah.
That again is a very women problem, woman problem. PCOS is basically polycystic syndrome, ovary syndrome. So essentially, it is a layer of fat around your ovaries. Okay, so that is what is PCOS, and that means that your body, whatever food you're eating and the lifestyle you're leading, is causing converting that food and lifestyle into fat. Okay, so therefore you will have to look at foods that are actually using your body fat for energy. And what must be happening is your whatever food you're eating is accumulating as body fat. You could be a thin person or a normal weight person, yet you can still experience the same thing. Gastric problems could happen for 3, 4 different reasons. One, you have a vitamin D and B12 could be a reason. Food intolerance could be a reason. Third, timings of the day that you eat food could be the reason. Okay. And fourth is typically you are not having enough vegetables the way you should eat vegetables, not overcooked vegetables I'm talking about. That really, so vegetables really support good health, gastric health. And if you're not having as much as your body needs, you must be experiencing gastric health. And hair loss is typically a protein and a multivitamin and a nutritional deficiency. And of course, if you may be having thyroid or iron issues, iron deficiency, then that could also be reason for hair loss. My son has undergone a kidney transplant a few years back. He's fine now. Like to know what sort of a diet for immunity, mostly since it's COVID time, should we follow for him? See, it's, I mean, the fact that he's gone through a kidney transplant and he's fine now means he's like any other person. But obviously, we have to be careful about the protein level. So, a lot of times, the moment you're somebody who is having a slightly weaker kidney, then we look at a 0.6 on per gram of body weight. Or lesser or more depending on how the functioning of the kidney is. Immunity boosting is something that is there for all. The best way to build your immunity is to have a lot of vegetables. Okay, and when I say lot of vegetables, we are talking about 500 to 600 grams of diverse vegetables in a day, and starting from breakfast. And can't be again really overcooked vegetable with a lot of masala, then that is great taste, but that's not the nutritional requirements that your body needs. Okay, so and vegetables can be had in a slightly boiled form, but you can put enough masalas to make it tasty. Don't overcook it though. Condiments, masalas, if you want to make homemade sauces, you can use that on vegetables. That's great. We are talking about, then you can have smoothies that you can make and immediately have. We can talk about soups can be had. Green salads are simple, easy to do, but just wash and peel them so that you don't get any effects of the virus. So vegetables are great and definitely adequate protein. And
Nice,
only
nice. Yeah.
one last thing is with veg protein is dal. We lot of us have dals as a great protein source. While it is has more protein than rice and other cereals, dal still is one mostly a carbohydrate source with lesser with more amount of protein than cereals, and it's not a great efficient protein. So you will have to look at vegetarian. You will have to look at dairy products, soy products, vegan proteins, and all of that. And
Yeah.
non-vegetarian have their sources, yes.
Thank
Please,
you so much, Deepika. Actually, we have 10 minutes time and we have a lot more questions in queue to answer. So, Chetna question is for spine strengthening and she suffers from cervical spondylitis.
see,
Yeah.
Chetna, I will just suggest that you just look at overall good health, strengthen your body. Most of us, if you start looking at it, most of us have, our spines are not great or there will be some defect or other. But why it shows up is one, our body is not strong enough, our muscle mass is not strong enough, our fat percentages are higher, therefore the body's skeletal system is not having their strength. Okay. Second is the postures that we have. Third is exercising. And if you do these three, you will be sorted on it.
Yeah, this we talked. Can we please talk on this? And then what happens if a diabetic eats idli on his day start and if not?
Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for asking this question. I know my answers are going to be radically different from what we hear in the world. Yes, very very true. Today my morning breakfast was idli, and then I had to have a nap of 20-25 minutes. It is. So that's why I got slightly late, Madhavi, also. Idlis and dosas do not work for many of our bodies. It is considered healthy in many ways is because it is very light. From a calorie point of view, it is not very high, but there is lot more, to the body and lot more to nutrition than just calories. See, this whole calorie consciousness and this whole idli becoming healthy came in from the fact that somewhere in the 70s and 80s, calorie became the only thing that people considered as health. And of course, it has changed so much now in the last 15 years, but people still consider idli. It's great. Idlis are great foods for people who are underweight. Great idlis are great for people who are sick and who are recovering because it's a light food on the system. Okay, but if you're an insulin resistant person like me, you will feel sleepy. There is no two ways about it. If you are a person who is diabetic, you will again feel sleepy because it's a huge sugar rush. Idlis are nothing but pure, processed, completely processed fermented foods, which cause a huge sugar rush to the body. And many times we have idlis without the chutney because supposed to be having calories. So that further increases our sugar levels, and because this huge sugar rush to our body is what causes us to feel sleepy.
Yeah. Shavanti is asking any specific foods to include routine, and she wants to start your plan when her son is becoming 1 year old. So
Yeah. See, Shravanti, with PCOD, I'll have to see your reports. I'll have to see all of that. Definitely just start eating a lot of vegetables, cooked vegetables, because you are still breastfeeding. And as much of diverse vegetables. So if you have avoid the gassy ones because it could affect the child when you breastfeed, like cauliflower, cabbage, these are gassy vegetables. Avoid those. Green leafy vegetables if you can have, and if it's not cause any gastric problems to the child, then please continue with that. And so the more vegetables you eat in every meal, like for me, my breakfast has about 150 grams of vegetables in my omelette. Okay, my lunch will have 250 grams of vegetables with 100 grams of green leafy vegetables with my brown rice khichdi. My tea time will have my shake, my meal replacement shake with another 200 grams of vegetables. My dinner will have a soup with another 150 grams of vegetables. So that is the way I have my vegetables, and there are different ways. And it's not like you start one day with suddenly eating so much. It's a transition. Okay, so don't get into saying that okay, this one eats and she will tell me to eat also so much. See, I transitioned today. It's about 7-8 years after I moved into a healthy lifestyle. So I took one step at a time, and today I'm able to do that. But if you ask me to do something like this 8 years back, I would never have done it. And it's
Yeah.
not like you have to do so much for you to get results. Like for example, Lavanya, who was on this program and who had shared that she got great results, we have not made her do so much. We have just taken that one step at a time, and we've seen the results. Madhavi, again, we have
Till
not done
now,
so
I
much.
never follow. Yeah, I never followed 100% Deepika's
Yeah.
diet chart. I cheat, and I tell that where I cheat, but she corrects me every time.
And
And
what to tell
because
you, after you cheat, I tell you what is the way to manage the cheat, right?
yes, that's the
I,
beauty of you. So
because
Anita is asking.
I cheat and I manage my way to cheat also. Okay, after that also find ways to compensate. Okay,
True, true, true. That's why I want you to come for everybody. She's
okay.
asking like whether can she have 2, 3 cups of tea, how it affects the body.
So we are talking about tea with milk and sugar.
Yes, Indian
Is that
tea.
the
Yes,
one?
yes.
And the typical boiled tea is what we are talking about, not the brewed tea.
No, typical
Yeah,
Indian masala chai.
masala chai, right? So we are talking about that. See, what happens is one, those chais, if you are having anything, any kind of digestive health problems, will not allow for any absorption of nutrients when you have the chai. Second, it will give you a sugar rush. So you'll feel elated at that point of time, and thereafter you'll feel a dip of energy. Third, it's a calorie. Fourth, it does not allow your body to use its body fat. So you've got to give your body time to let the body use its fat as an energy source. So when you say 2-3 times a day, typically it is like okay, I've had a breakfast, then 11 o'clock I'll have a tea, and then I will have a lunch, then again 2-3 o'clock I'll have a tea, like that. So what happens is, the time the body has metabolized the food and then is trying to use the body energy, you're not letting it, and you are giving it from outside. So you're not allowing the body to use its fat, and that's one of the reasons why we have so many of the health, our metabolic disorders and all of that.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Prabhakar
that's
is
what.
asking.
Prabhakar, thank you, Prabhakar Garu. Again, he's been a great well-wisher of mine. I mean, he's never been a client who's taken a program, but 3-4 tips that I've given him at different points of time has moved him from 118 kilos. I think now he's in somewhere in the 78 to 80 kilos and sustained this weight loss. And a lot of my clients have become my own inspiration. I told him, I said that, sir, you have to start running. There is no other choice. And he started doing marathons and 10Ks before me, and I got inspired, and now today I do. Okay, so in many ways, a lot of my clients, I give them tips and they become inspirations for me. And thank you, Prabhakar Garu, for being on this show again. uh, Improve immunity. The first thing is, have whole foods which are not at all processed as much as possible. There is so as much of whole grains, as much of like for example, hand pound rice, brown rice, millets. These are great whole foods to have. Second, as I said, 100 to 150 grams, 200 grams, as much of vegetables that you can handle, which are not overcooked, in different forms and shapes. Third, make sure you have adequate protein. Fourth, good fats are another great way, like nuts and seeds, one portion of it. And five, exercise is a great way to improve your lung and heart capacity. So don't ever forget that. And yeah, and then your mental state of mind. So make meditation, getting to laughter challenges, being happy is a great way to be healthy and improves your immunity. And last and not the least, sugars really reduce your immunity system. So as much as possible, keep out of sugars.
Deepika, just interruption. See,
Did you in
you
person?
know, it's been an hour and I have questions. I want to tell one thing to all viewers. Whatever the questions you have asked, if we are, because I know we didn't finish few, I'm going, yeah, Deepika is going to answer that. We are going to address all your questions to your personal messenger in next coming 2 3 days. And we have a special gift from Deepika. We are going to give you like contact numbers of Deepika, how to connect with the Deepika Chalasani team so that they schedule a appointment for you to connect directly with Deepika, and it is free actually. That is what the gift Deepika wants to give. Yeah, Deepika, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the first consultation to help you understand what must be working going on with your body and what we can do. Definitely, the first consultation, which normally I charge 1,000 rupees or more, is going to be free for all of you who are on this program and who want to ask any of your personal questions. So, ma'am, Meena Gulati, how do you connect? Numbers will be given. My blogs and my pages are there and my websites are there. Deepikachalasani.com has my blogs, fair number of it. It has my numbers. It also has Google reviews. Fit for Life India has a lot of Google reviews too, so that it helps you understand the kind of work that we do and the body of our work. So that's how you connect. And yes, the first consultation will be free for all of you who are on this show. And also, I'm leaving behind with Madhavi the a healthy dessert recipe that you can make for your children. That has some chia seeds. So if you're giving to children who are really young, then you may want to take that off. And Madhavi, if you can share, I don't know whether that's possible, you can share my before pic so that people get some understanding of where I was and how I reached here. Probably
Yeah,
it
yeah.
could be, I'm not sure, but it could be
We
an
share
inspiration.
the picture right after the session on our page. All viewers, you can go and check how Deepika was, and maybe I share my things also. And here we are displaying the contact numbers of two. You can call them or you can send a WhatsApp message. Definitely, they are going to get back to you. They take your details. They are going to schedule a personal call directly with Deepika, and you can have this free appointment absolutely for free. And this juice, whatever like Deepika has shared, because it actually helps every one of us. I'm going to put there on this page publicly, so I want every one of us use it and make like get benefit out of it. Deepika, it's been 1 year actually, like 1 hour, but we have many questions. Actually, I wanted to say many things you wanted to. Let's maybe finish it here on some other time and some other like at the same place. On each and every topic, we will go and we will clarify if that permits your work.
And if people are interested, I'd always like to share this knowledge. As I said, this has been a movement. Dad, I mean, has been the inspiration, and it's been. I mean, I'd just like to. He's still raring to go, and he has a lot of body of knowledge. And I got into this line to support him and to support more women and people across the globe, and Indians especially. So, if this kind of sessions help, then please let us know so that we could do something probably once in 15 days or once a month. And so that a lot of you understand more. Today we spoke about general health, and there are so
Yes.
many things you can do for your
Yeah, yeah.
uh, gastrointestinal health, so many things you can do for your
Yeah.
diabetes, all of that, which in time we can take if everybody is keen to know more.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, don't worry. Deepika actually will share in our language. Like we don't, whatever the language she speaks, she tells at a higher level. But we want the name of the food, right? I understood from some of the comments. I understood your point. It's not a secret at all. She doesn't keep anything secret. That's the like one honest thing I want to appreciate her. She will give. She will tell the name of the foods also. Don't worry. follow the articles, you follow Deepika Chalasani YouTube is also there. So we are going to have, and we are going to give more information. I feel like a body is a temple, so I treat it like what goes inside my mouth and inside my mind. That what makes me what I am. Thank you, Deepika, and I say bye. And Deepika, anything else you would like to add? You can add, and it's really thank you so
Yeah,
much
this.
to all of you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for to all of you to be listening and listening to me and helping me or letting me to transfer some of my knowledge to all of you. I only say that we just want to make the world healthier and especially Indians. And a lot of our health problems is something that we can work on with food. And if we do it proactively, taking the small baby steps, it's not difficult, and we can balance health with celebration and taste. So don't get into this whole thing about, if I get into programs, diet programs, I can't do this, I can't do that. That's not the way I mean, I look at it, because I have myself suffered it. I knew, when I went to slimming centers, it was a very traumatic experience. And therefore I know what it is. Okay, so just go with it, enjoy your body. Okay, don't get into judgments, take one step at a time. We, if we have to, so many of us are engineers today, so many of us are doctors today, professionals. We have spent so many years in school, uh, the 12 years in school, the whole coaching programs, and thereafter we get to something that, that helps us do have a profession in our lives, right? So same with our body, we have to just give it up, give it time, enjoy the process, love your body, enjoy the food you eat, just be mindful about it. And you will see a huge, I would say, a response from your body. The body is just waiting for you to, support it. And this small baby steps is what it takes to reach there. Okay, so please love your body, and enjoy the process of whatever you do. As life is
Yeah,
no fun, life is no celebration.
true, very true. Thank you. Yeah, I yeah, that's what I want to make my body healthy, not like a beauty. So that health gives makes me beautiful always. Yeah, thank you, Deepika. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you so much.